Morning, Friday. I'm just leaving our care centre and I'm going to RHH. RHH is Royal Hallamshire Hospital. We use abbreviations, so we're not saying like, oh, I'm going to Northern General, that's NGH. So that's why I've just said that, let you know. Most undertakers do, I think. They used to, them ones I've worked for. So Friday at last, free prescriptions bonus. Still buzzing about that. Unbelievable, isn't it? Little things can make you happy in life. Yesterday I put some on to say about private ambulances and some equipment that we carry, and I got a few, because I shared it onto Facebook, quite a few people on Facebook put, what's body leak? And then I thought, after, I shouldn't have bloody said that, because inundated with questions now, but that's why I do it, so people can ask me questions. A body, a person, not like body leaks. Sometimes when we pass away, not everyone, but sometimes when we pass away, there's leakages. You know, obviously, like your bowels might empty and things like that. If it's that end, it's just leaking, and it does happen. It's just one of them things. Then there's purging, so that's when liquid comes out of someone's mouth. Bit in depth this, so it might not be advisable for everybody to watch. God, as though like it's X-rated or out like that. It's not, it's just things that happen naturally. So sometimes people will, it's like bile that's lining your stomach. Sometimes a bit of that might come out the corner of somebody's mouth. So that's why we carry the equipment that we carry. Should, when we bring in somebody in from a care home, they leak a little bit from the side of the mouth, it's always best just to clean that up. That's still somebody's nana, mother, auntie, do you know what I mean? Or likewise for a man, it's important to make sure that if someone is in any way leaking, you've got the equipment to deal with it and make sure everything's all right. So I hope I've cleared that up. We just call it leaking, body leaking. So it's normal. It's not like, oh my God. It's not a problem. We deal with things, as do all undertakers. Part of the job. But obviously when I put something on and I just say it in passing, everybody's like, what's that all about? What's he on about? But now people will know. And I've actually put on social media, I'll answer you tomorrow, so on YouTube. So I've answered you. Busy day today, bringing loved ones into care again. Teams just arrived in. Kai's cleaning fleet. Young guys are apprentice. They usually start with jobs like cleaning fleet and things like that. So that's what he's on with at the minute. So you start at the very bottom and work your way up from, like I did, cleaning cars to going out on service, watching what happens, then carrying coffins. You learn as you're going along in this job. A lot of people say, oh, I'd like to do that. Well, get in touch with undertakers. Just get in touch with them. Get your name and address down. That's what my advice would be. You better go in with bigger companies, realistically. Your co-ops and your dignities. I know people say, oh, I don't want to work for a co-op, I want to work for a family, like independent. But they're few and far between when they come up with jobs. There's a lot casual labour involved. So get with your bigger companies, your co-ops and all that. They're always asking for staff. Learn trade through them. Once you've learned what to do, you've got a foot in door. You can then, you've got a better chance of getting on at an undertaker's, because you know what it's all about. Local family businesses then think, well, that guy knows what he's doing. You've had all training through co-op, so it's a good idea. Not everybody does that. Some people stay at co-op. It's not a bad company to work for. It's quite a good company, the co-op. So not knocking them, but use them. If you want to work for an independent, go and work for a co-op and then switch back to an independent. That's how to do it. Bit of advice there. It's not even advice day Monday, and I'm giving you advice how to get in fuel industry. I've got a busy day today, and I'm out on, I've got a funeral this afternoon. Lads are out now, well, they're going out shortly, but I've got a funeral, a local lad from Manor Park who's passed, and I know Graham will be there, one of my mates, Graham Capes. He's a big owl. He's not literally a big owl, Graham. He's is he Wednesday supporter? I'm not saying I'm more now. Kid's not a bad kid actually, but he's got his faults obviously. You can't help that, he's always been blue. Anyway, enough of Graham and all that. Later on I'm going to be putting something on about a little lad called Harry, who is, he's got a serious illness, Harry, and I know he watches my channel and he leaves me little comments. I met him when we were doing his mum's nanan's funeral. He's 13. So other day a lady come in with 10 selection boxes, because there's Christmas appeals already up and running. People can bring selection boxes in and stuff like that, food for less fortunate people in community. We do it every year and we always have done. It's not a new thing with us, it's just what we do. Anyway, this lady's been in with some selection boxes. That's all I got when I was a kid, if I were lucky. I almost got a Tonka toy, big plastic one, not a metal one. Probably my best ever Christmas present, that actually. I think my dad had just got out of prison, so he were like spoiling us. Anyway, these selection boxes, that thing's going on my brain, see, I go into different directions. Start telling you one thing, go on to another. So I decided that this year, because little Harry always collects for less fortunate kids than himself, kids who are poorly, like him, terminally ill, he collects chocolates to take to him. How amazing is that? He's absolutely lovely, this little lad. And I've said to him that any chocolate we get this year will be going to Harry's little fund. So he's going to come into our premises and pick all these selection boxes up. And he's a lovely little lad. I keep saying he is, but so smart, unbelievable at that funeral. He put me to shame, seriously. Right nice little lad. So Harry, there's 10 selection boxes at our premises waiting for you, and hopefully, because we come from an amazing community, in fact an amazing city, and people even from Rotherham watch us next to us. Anybody what's not from where we're from, you've got Sheffield, well you've got Woodthorpe, Sheffield, and then you've got Rotherham next door. So even people from Rotherham bring us food and stuff like that, stuff for kids, because Christmas is about kids, isn't it? Anyway, that's what we're going to do, give them to little Harry. Any chocolate that you bring in is going to Harry, all job lottery, so Harry can take it to places like Bluebell Wood and Children's children's hospital, food banks. He also supplies food banks with chocolates for kids. A 13-year-old lad who's terminally ill. A 13-year-old kid who thinks about other people. Never says no nasty. A nice kid. We need more little Harrys in this world. That's what we need. A kid who, although he's some days finds it difficult to function, wants to do something good. We're looking after a little lad called Kyle, as you know, who's 5, and little Harry sent me a message saying his mum and dad are in my prayers every night, and if I can do all to help them, I will do. I mean, how amazing is that? Unreal, innit? Sometimes kids can put adults to shame. Seriously. In fact, some adults could learn off kids. Definitely. That's all I'm going to say now, because I'm almost in Sheffield city centre. I'm just across from the Cooperative Funeral Care Group. Just driving past them. Have a brilliant day, everybody. Today I'm going to put a few on. So I'll catch you all later. I'm sorry after